Welcome back to the Diver Guy channel. This video is all about how to do your first front flip. If you're a diver and you want detailed front takeoff help, please watch another video like the front 1.5 or front 2.5 video, because this video is geared towards the people that just want to learn front flip for the first time. If you're interested in learning more about diving and how to do a front hurdle, you can watch this video that I have tagged on the screen right now. Otherwise, let's get started. There are 4 important parts to learning how to do a front flip off of a diving board: the takeoff, the throw, your tuck or your position in the air, and your kick out. For the takeoff, you don't need to jump out super far. You see a lot of people that really get a good running start and they try and jump out really far. You don't need to do that. You need to think about letting the board push you up as much as possible and trying to get as high off the board as possible. And the only way to do that is if you keep your body on the board and really try to use it as a trampoline to get up as high as possible. The board naturally wants to push you out on its own, so you really don't have to try super hard to get out into the water. The more you try to stay on the board, the easier it will be to do the flip because you'll get a lot more height, and then you'll eventually be able to do front 1.5 or front double if you want to. And like I said, a lot of people try to get a running start. That doesn't really help that much. It's more about the jump you get at the end of the board, where it's most bouncy. After you understand how to use the board a little bit better and you'll be jumping higher, the most important thing is really the throw, because without it, you won't be able to rotate. The throw comes from a couple places. The arms and the legs are the main things that will make you rotate for your flip. As you can see here, somebody who knows how to use the board and is really doing the takeoff well, they're letting the board push them all the way up through their legs, but their legs are also really pushing to be straight and locked out so that the board can push all of the energy up into their body. That way they can jump up really high. And at the same time, they're using their arms to throw forward in order to generate some momentum into the flip. If you throw really narrow with your arms and keep your head up, that'll really help you get off the board and initiate that flip rotation. As you can see here, somebody who keeps their head down really stays low off of the diving board and doesn't get a lot of height, and they'll also have a lot less control in the air when they're doing their flip. They're letting their head and their shoulders lead the way and not really using the board to jump. The third thing that I said, your tuck position, is going to matter because that will dictate how fast you're going to rotate. After you throw and get off the board, you can grab your shins and get into a tight ball, which will make you flip a lot faster. If you don't feel like you have control of your flip speed, you can also use your legs in a more straight position or a pike. This is what a pike looks like. The person has straight legs, but they're bending at their hips and grabbing their legs at the same time. This will flip a little bit slower than a tuck. Okay, and the last part is the kick out. This is what's going to stop you from over-rotating and smacking on your stomach or staying in the ball and doing like 2 flips or 1.5 flips, which does look cool, but it's not what you really want to do. As you feel yourself flipping over, you're really going to want to kick your legs out, almost like you're going across the pool. That way, your feet can sweep down to the water. If you wait until you're perfectly straight again to kick out, you'll likely over-rotate, unless you jump like this person who did a really good job jumping straight up and not leaning forward. If you lean forward, you'll have a lot of what I like to call whiplash when you kick out. That means you'll still keep rotating because you leaned forward so much on the takeoff. That's why it's super important to stay upright as much as possible and let the board really push you into the air. But that takes a little bit of practice. And that's how you do a front flip. Make sure that you stay on the board as much as possible, get a strong jump up that's really high, and then make sure you're throwing from your arms really narrow while pushing really strong through your legs. Grab your tuck, pike, or keep a more open position depending on how fast you want to flip, and make sure that your kick out is nice and controlled. All right, thanks for watching.